Hi there, welcome back to Marky RC. Over the next 3 videos I'm going to be building the Honda City Turbo, re-released from Tamiya. I was one of the lucky ones to get my hands on one of these. So let's get all the parts out of the box, start to put the model together. Got the manual out the box now, and you start on pages 4 and 5. Pages 1, 2 and 3 are just general information about running an RC car, you know, just to be safe when you're running them. The gearbox in this particular kit comes pre-assembled, and you get a torque tuned 540 can motor, so it's just got a little bit more torque than a standard silver can. For the new builder, I'd imagine that's pretty cool. You haven't got to mess about with all the gears. But in this particular kit you get plastic bushings, and I'm hopefully going to run this car, so I'm going to fully ball race this gearbox. Got a ball race kit on the internet, about $9.99 for this particular car. Just black rubber sealed bearings. So I'll take the gearbox apart, crack it open, put the bearings in, and then before I close it up I'll show you what the inside of the gearbox looks like. Here we have the gearbox case cracked open now, and as you can see you've got very hard plastic gears in there. I'm assuming a 3 beveled differential inside the big gear at the end. Idler's got brass bushing, and all the other idler shafts are running on the plastic bushes that Tamiya supply. So I'll replace all of these with some metal bearings with the rubber shield, and show you what they look like when all the bearings are put in. Here we have the gearbox fully rebuilt now, and as you can see fully ball raced on the tops of all the idlers and all the bottom, and then we've just got the single bearing in the other side. So I'll close the gearbox back up, and then we'll get on with putting the car together. Here we have all the parts laid out now to construct pages 4 and 5. The A-arms on this particular model are identical to that of the TL01 series of touring cars that they did early 90s, I think they were, mid 90s. So you've got some crossover parts there, so spares should be easy to get your hands on. And also if you have got the old cars and you're restoring them, now we've got a fresh supply of wishbones. Put the gearbox back together now, all fully full set of bearings in there, torque tune motors back on. We've got Tamiya's wheelie bar, stop the buggy popping a wheelie like the old lunchbox. Also all the out drives are steel. All the spacers, like the standoff spacers, all lovely machined aluminium. Steel wheelie bar pin. And the wheel axles are also steel. Really nice finish on them. They're not like they're really shiny, more like an aluminium. Also comes with a steel drive shaft. I think they're the same as the TL01. The early ones had plastic balls, but now they just cast them out of one piece of metal. So I'll pop all those parts together and show you what it looks like when they're put onto the car. Right, here we have pages 4 and 5 put together. As you can see on the back there, giant wheelie bar. Rear arms are on. Really narrow track on this car. Nothing's binding, but what I do like is, even, I know obviously the suspension doesn't sink that low, because I would imagine the shock will hold it up a little bit, but even on its lowest setting the drive shafts are still fully engaged in the out drives. All the gearbox runs really nice and smooth. So that's pages 4 and 5 put together. I've laid out all the parts for pages 6 and 7. We've got the main chassis, 10mm screws, strengthening brace, and I've got another 25 kg servo. I either use these ones or Utronics ones. These are quite weird. They don't have a stop in when the servo turns, but the control, I don't know whether they don't have stops in these digital ones or not, but normal servos you get to a point can't go any further. But I've used a couple of these now and they are really good, really strong servos. So I've got all the servo saver parts laid out and front tie rods. So I'll pop all those bits together and show you what it looks like when it's all put onto the car. Here we have pages 6 and 7 put together now. 2 parts of the chassis, servos installed. Quite a good touch there, big hole in the bottom of the chassis so you can adjust the servo saver if your servo's not quite centered properly. Really weird in this kit, some of the plastics are really hard, and then you've got some of the plastics that are really soft. Not sure why that is. This is pages 8 and 9, and the dreaded friction shocks from Tamiya. I mean, really, another £10. You could have put some CVAs in there, but that's an easy hop up to do in the future, depending on how much the truck bobbles about when I run it. Everything's steel. All the drive cups and drive shafts are steel in this kit. I've replaced the plastic bushings with the ball races, well, bearings, medium rate black coated springs, which are pretty cool. So I'll put all these parts onto the car and show you what it all looks like. Right, here we have pages 8 and 9 now completed. Rear shocks, and considering they're friction shocks, they are really nice and smooth actually, which is unusual. I've fully greased all of those just to give them a little bit more spring. Built the front shocks up. They have a slightly bigger collar on them to make them a little bit harder. You get some lovely aluminium machine standoffs, which I think, you know, nice little touch to the kit. Super lightweight. And then you've got your chassis rails, which bolt on the side of the chassis to take the body. And we've got our front springs, which are really stiff for the front bumper, because the original had that same sort of really strong front bumper on it, which was really cool. We've also got all the steering done now on the front of the chassis. All the tie rods connected up, fully ball raced. Just got those pins in to stop the hubs falling out. No binding on that whatsoever. All drops under its own weight. Still quite weird how you've got plastics that are super flexy and then plastics that are really rigid. Must be a reason for that. I'll have to have a little look into that and find out why that is. Rest of the hardware is laid out, ready to go. Just basically 10mm screws and a couple of longer 25mm screws. So I'll pop all those bits together and show you what it looks like on the car. Right, here we have the chassis now. Both parts are put together. We've also got the side rails on there. Battery compartment, so it sits up quite high. I mean, it's not a performance vehicle, so nothing to worry about with the centre of gravity. This is the same chassis, the WR02C, as the Wild Willie, the American style army Jeep. Also, I think Tamiya is the coolest wheels Tamiya make. You've got a thin front wheel and a wider rear wheel. Plus you get a wide rear tyre and a slim front tyre. I do like the tread pattern on them. I don't think they come on any other car actually. No, I don't think they do. Just specific to this car. Hex mounts for the rear wheels. And a really weird, almost like you just put the pin through the axle. That is actually the hex. But that bolts to the face, the back face of the wheel. Never seen that mounting way before. But obviously it works quite well because you get a really good fixing. And I suppose if you ever strip the hex out, you can always change that part instead of having to get new wheels. Also got the rear bumper and a piece of foam that sticks to it. The back of the battery housing that stops the battery from coming out goes onto the back there. So I'll pop all those bits together and show what the chassis looks like when it's all completed. Right, here we have the chassis fully complete now. Honda City Turbo chassis. This comes on the WR02C chassis, very similar to the Wild Willie, like the American Army Jeep. Friction shocks, but considering they're friction shocks, they do feel quite plush. There's no adjustability on this chassis. It is what it is. You can change the toe in and toe out of the wheels, but that's about it. And I have noticed when you compress the suspension, the front wheels poke out, but then again, it's not exactly a high performance car. I think these are the best wheels Tamiya make. I just think they look super cool. And I love the tyres as well, with that wide tread on the back and the thin tread on the front. They even supply a little bit of foam now to go on the front bumper. That adds a little bit more cushioning if you have a crash. Overall, really easy chassis to put together. Like earlier on in the build video, gearbox comes fully complete. And because they're renowned for doing wheelies, you get a nice chunky wheelie bar on the back. A few little pieces of aluminium. They do make a lot of hop-ups for these particular cars, not necessarily genuine Tamiya, but you do Asia Tees, a lot of the other companies online make everything in aluminium. I think it's a really nice, compact, cool chassis. So this will be the end of the chassis build video. Just pop the body on so you can have a look what it looks like. It's got that manga styling, everything's really exaggerated all the way round with the big flared wheel arches. And you also get bonnet vents that go into the front and come out the sides. Really nice decals, blue and red decals. Also get a really cool driver figure, Wild Willie. They also do a Wild Wendy, but they're just ridiculously expensive and they don't come up very often. But I think as a first time car, really good fun. I mean, it'd be really cool to do like a little mini race series with loads of these Honda City Turbos. So next video will be decaling, putting the windows in and painting Wild Willie. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. I was really lucky to get one of these because they are in great demand and everywhere seems to be sold out at the moment. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next video, like I say, decals and stuff, and then I'll just do a little run video, and then I'll do a little review on its performance. And was thinking about maybe putting a brushless motor in it and putting a bit of weight in the front, maybe some brass blocks just to keep that front end down and see how fast we can make one go. But I don't really want to damage that body too much. I was going to paint it, but I don't think I'm going to bother. Just a lot of a pain in the backside painting something with this amount of detail, because we're going to lose a lot of that in the painting process. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this particular video. If you could like and subscribe, it'd be cool for a new channel. And I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.